You are eating your protein. You are staying active. You are doing everything you are supposed to do, but your muscles still feel weak and you are not getting stronger. What if I told you the problem isn't your effort and it's not even about eating more protein? What if you are missing one single master recovery mineral that unlocks the power of everything else you are doing? Today we are going to forget about protein for a moment, and we are going to talk about the mineral that truly helps to rebuild muscle after 60 magnesium. Welcome back to Healthier Daily, the channel where we give you the simple science-backed truths to live a stronger and more independent life after 60. I'm your host, Dr. Ben Carter. And to help us understand this hidden link to muscle strength, we are joined by a physician who has spent his life studying the deep cellular needs of the aging body. It is our great honor to welcome Dr. Shigeki Hinohara.
Thank you for having me, Ben. That is a very powerful opening, and it is the truth that so many people are missing. We must think of building muscle like we are building a house. Protein is the brick. It is the raw material, and it is very important. But to build a house, you also need the energy for the workers to do their job, and you need a calm, peaceful environment for the work to be done. Magnesium is the energy, and it is the peace. Without it, the bricks just sit in a pile, unused.
That is a perfect analogy, Doctor. Let's talk about why this energy and peace is the real crisis for seniors' muscles, and why so many people feel like their hard work is not paying off. As we get older, three things happen inside our cells that make recovery very, very difficult. First, our mitochondria, which are the little energy generators inside all of our cells, begin to slow down. They do not produce energy as efficiently as they used to. Second, we tend to have more low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout our bodies. This inflammation is like a constant low-level fire that prevents proper healing and repair from taking place. And third, our nervous system can get stuck in a state of stress, what scientists call the fight or flight mode. When this happens, as the source text for our video so wisely points out, the body shifts into preservation mode. It is focused on surviving, not on the luxury of building new strong muscle. So even if you eat the protein, your body is getting the constant signal that now is not the time to build.
And this is why magnesium is the missing link.
Exactly. And that is why we have created this guide for you today. Dr. Hinohara is going to walk us through his complete muscle recovery protocol. In this detailed guide, we will uncover the three powerful roles of the master recovery mineral magnesium. We will then reveal the food-first solution with a full list of the best magnesium-rich foods you can eat. And finally, we will discuss the smart supplement solution for those who may need extra support. It is a true blessing to have this deep cellular understanding of how to be a good partner in our body's God-given healing process. If you are ready to learn the missing link to rebuilding your strength and your vitality, please type the number 1 in the comments below. And be sure to subscribe to our channel. It's completely free, and this guide is full of powerful and hopeful information. Okay, doctor, let's get right into the heart of our conversation today. You have introduced magnesium not just as another mineral, but as the energy and the peace that our muscles need to rebuild. Let's explore that powerful idea. Why is this one single mineral the true master of recovery for a senior?
It is the master because it is involved in the most fundamental and basic processes of healing and energy in the body. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this, because I believe many people watching will see themselves in this man. I had a patient, a 72-year-old gentleman. He was a very diligent and a very well-read man. He had studied health, and he was doing everything that he thought was right to fight off the muscle loss that he was feeling in his body. He was eating a high-protein diet with clean chicken and eggs every single day, He was also going to the gym 3 times a week to do light strength training with a professional trainer. But he came to see me because he was feeling very frustrated and very hopeless. He told me, "Doctor, I'm doing all the work, but I feel like I am still getting weaker. My recovery after I exercise is so slow. I feel tired and sore for days afterward." We ran some very detailed blood tests for him, and we found the hidden culprit. He was severely deficient in magnesium. He was putting all of the right building blocks, the protein, into his body, but he did not have the essential mineral that was needed to actually use those building blocks.
That is such a common and such a frustrating story. A person is putting in all the effort, they are spending the money, but they are not getting the results because of this one hidden deficiency. Let's break down the 3 powerful ways that a lack of magnesium was holding your patient back and how it truly acts as our master recovery mineral. The first and arguably the most important role for muscle health is its central role in energy production. Every single action in your body, from a thought in your brain to a single contraction in your muscle, is powered by a tiny molecule called ATP. ATP is the energy currency of your body. But here is the amazing secret that most people do not know. ATP on its own is completely useless. In order for it to become biologically active and to be able to release its energy, it must first be bound to a magnesium ion. The real working energy molecule in your body is actually called MgATP.
So, if your magnesium is low, your real energy is low.
That is exactly right. You can think of the ATP molecule like a locked credit card that is full of money. Magnesium is the 4-digit PIN code that you need to enter to unlock it. If you are low in magnesium, your muscle cells simply cannot access the energy they need to be able to repair and to rebuild themselves after you exercise. This is the deep root cause of that cellular fatigue that your patient was feeling. What is the second role, doctor?
The second role is as a powerful, natural anti-inflammatory.
Yes. Now, a little bit of inflammation right after exercise is a good and a normal thing. It is the signal that tells the body to begin the repair process. But in a body that is low in magnesium, this inflammatory response can become uncontrolled. It can last for too long, which is what causes that chronic soreness and prevents the muscle from ever fully healing. Magnesium helps to control and to balance this inflammatory response, allowing for a much faster and a much more efficient recovery.
And the final role is about finding peace and deep rest, which is where true healing happens.
Yes, the third powerful role of magnesium is nervous system regulation. To be able to rebuild muscle, you must be able to switch your body out of a state of stress and into a state of deep rest and recovery. Magnesium is the master mineral that allows this to happen. It helps to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's beautiful rest and recover system. It also supports the activity of the calming neurotransmitter in your brain, which is called GABA. And as we know, it helps you to get the deep restorative sleep that is absolutely essential for muscle growth hormone regulation and cellular repair. So when you put it all together, the picture is perfectly clear. Without enough magnesium, your body has no energy, it has too much inflammation, and it cannot find its calm. It is truly a blessed and a foundational mineral for our entire sense of well-being. So, doctor, the case for magnesium is incredibly strong. It is the absolute key to our cellular energy, to our inflammation control, and to our deep recovery. This brings us to the most important and practical question for our viewers at home. Before we even think about taking a supplement from a bottle, what are the best foods that they can eat for your food first solution?
Yes. Before we ever talk about a pill, we must first talk about the plate. The body always prefers to receive its medicine from the kitchen. It is the language it understands best. We will build our magnesium food plan just like we are building a strong and a powerful team. We will begin with the foundation of the team, what our previous video on this topic, so wisely called the supporting cast. These are the wonderful foods that should be on your plate regularly.
Okay, I love that analogy. Who are the members of our supporting cast for this magnesium team?
First, and perhaps the most important of all, are the dark leafy greens, especially spinach. A single cup of cooked spinach is a true powerhouse of magnesium, containing nearly 100 milligrams.
And the key word that you use there, doctor, is cooked, isn't it? This is a very important piece of wisdom. Raw spinach, while it is very healthy, contains natural compounds called oxalates. And these oxalates can actually bind to the magnesium and to other minerals in the spinach and can prevent your body from fully absorbing them. The simple, gentle act of steaming or sautéing your spinach helps to break down these oxalates and unlocks the magnesium, making it much more available for your body to be able to use.
The next members of our supporting cast are two very delicious and very enjoyable foods. The first is the creamy and wonderful avocado. Just half of a large avocado provides a fantastic boost of magnesium. And the second, which will make many people watching very happy, is high-quality dark chocolate.
And we must be very specific when we say dark chocolate. We are talking about the kind that is 70% cacao or higher. Just one single ounce of this rich dark chocolate can provide over 60 milligrams of easily absorbable magnesium, making it a truly healthy and a very satisfying treat.
So, we now have our wonderful and very reliable supporting cast. Now it is time to bring in the power players. These are the foods that can really start to move the needle and make a very big difference in your magnesium levels.
And who are our power players, doctor?
Our power players for magnesium are the legumes, such as black beans, and the fatty fish, such as wild salmon.
And this is another perfect partnership of foods. The black beans are, of course, absolutely packed with magnesium, but as you always teach, doctor, it is very important to prepare them correctly by soaking them overnight before you cook them. This simple traditional step helps to reduce the phytates, which are the anti-nutrients that are found in the beans that can block the full absorption of their precious minerals. And the salmon is a brilliant addition to this plan. It not only provides a good dose of magnesium, but it also delivers a huge dose of those powerfully anti-inflammatory omega-3 fatty acids, which, as we know, also help with muscle recovery and calming the system. It is a perfect synergy.
And finally, we meet the champions of magnesium. These are without a doubt nature's most concentrated sources of this master calming mineral.
And our champions are seeds. Specifically, we are talking about pumpkin seeds and hemp seeds.
Yes, just a small handful of raw unsalted pumpkin seeds can provide a massive portion of your daily need for magnesium. They are a true powerhouse food.
And the hemp seeds are even more incredible. As we have discussed before, gram for gram, they are one of the richest sources on the entire planet, with some analyses showing up to 700 milligrams of magnesium per 100 grams. Now, you do not need to eat that much, but it shows just how incredibly nutrient-dense they are. Just 2 or 3 tablespoons of shelled hemp seeds in your morning smoothie or sprinkled on your yogurt can provide a massive magnesium boost to start your day. For a senior who is truly trying to rebuild their magnesium stores, these 2 seeds are the most efficient and powerful tools that you can find in the entire grocery store. It is a wonderful example of how these simple, blessed foods from the earth provide such a complete and intelligent package of nourishment for our bodies. This is a fantastic and delicious food plan, doctor. We are so grateful to share this with our amazing community. To help us see our global community, please let us know what city, state, or country you are watching from. We love hearing from all of you. So, doctor, that is an incredible and a very complete food-first plan for restoring our body's precious magnesium levels. But for the gentleman in your story who had a severe deficiency, or for someone who might have serious digestive issues that make it hard to absorb minerals from their food, sometimes food alone might not be enough to get their levels back up into a healthy range quickly. This brings us to our final section, the smart supplement solution.
Yes, supplements can be a very powerful and a very helpful tool, but you must be a wise and an informed shopper. The supplement aisle at the pharmacy or the health food store can be a very confusing place. The most important thing for our viewers to understand is that the form of the magnesium that you choose to buy matters more than anything else.
Let's break that down because this is so critically important. People will see many different kinds of magnesium on the shelf. Let's start with the cheapest and by far the most common form. What is magnesium oxide?
Magnesium oxide is very common in many low-quality multivitamins and supplements because it is very small and it is very inexpensive to produce. But it is not a good choice for restoring your body's levels of magnesium. The reason is that it is very, very poorly absorbed by the human body.
That's exactly right. The bioavailability, which is the amount that your body can actually absorb and use of magnesium oxide, is extremely low. Some studies show it is less than 4%. This means that over 96% of the magnesium that you are taking in that pill just passes right through your system unused. And because it is not well absorbed and it draws water into the intestine, it can often cause digestive upset and have a strong laxative effect. So for our purposes of muscle health and recovery, it is not a good choice. Now, what about the next form? We often see Dr. Magnesium citrate.
Magnesium citrate is a much better choice than the oxide form. It is bound to citric acid and it is absorbed by the body much more effectively. It is a good general-purpose magnesium supplement.
And because it is bound to citric acid, it does still have a mild natural laxative effect for some people. So for a person who is struggling with both low magnesium and with constipation, the citrate form can be a very good and a very effective two for one solution. Now, doctor, let's talk about the true star player in the supplement world, especially for our topic today, which is muscle recovery, calm and sleep. What is magnesium glycinate?
This is the form that I most often recommend for the specific purpose of calming the system. It is the most gentle and I believe the most effective form for calming both the muscular system and the nervous system.
And the reason for this is so beautiful and so intelligent. In the glycinate form, the magnesium is chelated, or it is bound to the calming amino acid glycine. This has two huge benefits for a senior. First, the body is very, very good at absorbing amino acids, so the magnesium gets a free ride into your system through the amino acid transporters. This makes it extremely bioavailable and very, very gentle on the stomach, with almost no laxative effect. And second, the glycine itself has a natural calming and inhibitory effect on the brain. This is why the glycinate form is the absolute best choice for people whose main symptoms are poor sleep, anxiety, muscle twitching, or that frayed wiring feeling that we discussed in part 1. It is calming the entire system from two different directions at the same time.
And what about other forms we sometimes hear about like minerale or threonate?
Those are also good but more specialized forms. Magnesium malide is often recommended for energy production and can be helpful for muscle fatigue. And magnesium L-threonate is a special form that is very good at crossing the blood-brain barrier and can be very helpful for cognitive function and memory. But for our general purpose today of muscle recovery and full-body calm, the glycinate form is the true champion. It is a wonderful example of how we can use modern science to choose the most effective and gentle forms of these blessed natural and healing minerals. Doctor, this has been an incredible and a very eye-opening guide. You have taught us that the key to fighting muscle loss after the age of 60 is not just about eating more protein, it is about supporting our body's fundamental ability to recover and to use that protein effectively. Your complete muscle recovery protocol shows us how the master mineral magnesium is the absolute key to unlocking that potential. By focusing on the food-first solution and using smart supplements only when they are truly needed, we can fight back against sarcopenia. This is such a hopeful message for anyone who has been feeling frustrated by their progressive muscle loss. This knowledge is a true cornerstone of a proactive strategy to prevent and even to reverse sarcopenia. It is a practical daily way to give your body the essential tools that it needs to resist sarcopenia and to stay strong and vital for all the years to come.
I want to leave you with this one final thought. Do not just add more protein to your diet. I encourage you to ask yourself a better and a wiser question. How can I help my body to use the protein that I am already eating? For so many of us, the answer to that question is found in this master recovery mineral magnesium.
That is the perfect message to end with, Doctor, to ask a wiser question. It's about being a good steward of our health by looking at the whole blessed and interconnected system, that our body is not just at one single piece of the puzzle. And of course, the wisest first step is always to speak with your personal doctor or a registered dietitian before starting any new supplement regimen, especially for a powerful and important mineral like magnesium. Please remember that our conversation today is for educational purposes and is not a substitute for the direct medical advice from your own trusted physician. If you found this guide empowering and it changed the way you think about muscle health, please give this video a like so that others can find this vital information. And be sure to share it with a friend or a family member who might be feeling frustrated with their lack of progress or their strength. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It is completely free, and it ensures you will not miss our next deep dive into your health and well-being. And for our community discussion today, we would love to know, what was the most surprising role of magnesium that you learned about today? Was it its role in creating energy and fighting inflammation, or in bringing calm to the nervous system? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you for being with us. Be well and be strong.